So I'm trying to make a channel where I talk about entertainment. And in order to do that, I go to the video gaming websites in order to read about video games. But instead of reading about video games, I read about Joe Biden. And it's like, where am I? Am I on The Guardian? Am I on MSNBC? On CNN? No, I'm on Polygon. I'm on Kotaku. Why are you talking to me about Joe Biden? Why? Why you do this to me? Why are you stuffing this old man down my throat? What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? But apparently, no, I need to understand that Joe Biden said something disparaging towards the video gaming industry. Well, actually towards a video game developer. And the video gaming press is doing damage control for him. And they kind of have to, because a couple of months ago they were attacking Donald Trump. And you kind of say that, well, you know, these video gaming outsides should talk about video games. They shouldn't be political partisans, but look, they are. When Donald Trump says something disparaging about the industry, it's like, oh, Republicans, they want to take your games away, kids. And when Joe Biden says something, it's like, well, that's not really what he meant. Let us explain to you what he actually meant. So apparently he attacked a game developer, called him a little creep. You know, sounds kind of interesting. Comes from Joe Sniffer if she is under Biden. Him talking about creeps. And he said that he's a little creep because he claims that he's an artist. He's an artist making video games that teach you how to kill people. Yeah, definitely the military need to get their hands on this shit. Like, you know, video games are simulators on how to commit the perfect crimes. I'm playing GTA because I want to learn how to rob cars and shit. So now the entire press is like trying to do damage control for him. It's like, look, it doesn't even matter. We don't live in the 90s anymore. I kind of get the talk in the 90s because in the 90s, the average soccer mom didn't even know how to use a computer. My mother didn't even know how to shut down a computer properly. She used to have like the chicken peck way of typing. And they would look at the television and they would hear these things about video games and how they destroy the child. And there was this mass hysteria. And the ESRB was created. So yeah, I mean, back then, when people didn't know what video games were, chances were like this type of talk was damaging. It was really damaging to hear politicians talk on television about regulating video games and restricting video games and all of that nonsense. And being a gamer was this niche thing. It was like this very tiny subculture. You'd go to school and you'd start asking kids like, hey, do you got a computer? Do you play video games? Was the follow-up question. Weren't a lot of people that play video games. So a lot of people were taking this identity of being a gamer, because like chances are if you know another gamer, he was in the know, and then you could start trading games with them and forming like this connection and bond of friendship. And this was in the 90s. I can say it was in the early 2000s as well. And because of this community, this tight-knitness that gamers used to have when the mainstream media started attacking gamers, people got really pissed off because like you don't know what you're talking about. This is how Gamergate started. Like the gaming website started attacking the identity of a gamer. But that was then. Now no one cares. Everyone plays games now. Like it's very difficult to find a person that hasn't played a single game now. Even my mom played Farmville and Facebook games and whatnot. So everyone plays them. And you can't attack the medium anymore because now when you say something like this about video games, you're the one that looks like an imbecile. Because everyone understands, it's like, well, I played a little bit of Farmville. That doesn't make me a good farmer, now does it? I play Guitar Hero. That doesn't mean that I'm an expert at playing guitars. What on earth is this old man talking about? Just shut the fuck up, boomer. I'm more worried about the intersectional types that are attacking the industry from within than actual politicians. Like, when you have people like Rita Sarkeesian calling the gaming development company sexist and racist and misogynistic, they go like, oh my god, wow, that really affects our brand. How can we fix it? Oh, I know, let's hire some commissars. Oh, sorry, my bad. Diversity officer to tell us how to run our company and to tell us how to hire people. I mean, I happen to know a couple of Blizzard developers and they tell me how they go with these commissars and they're like, when you hire a person, you need to make sure if they're a fit or an ad. Because it's more important for it to be a fit rather than an ad. So basically like what they're saying is like hire more gays, hire more people of color. If you have a person that's really fit for the job and they're really talented and it's like really what the company is for, but they don't have like the correct melanin or the correct genital organ in their pants, don't hire them. And then you wonder, it's like, why are these companies not pushing good games anymore? It's like, well, because they're depriving themselves from the talent. And they need to deprive themselves from the talent, because if they do not have these commissars, then other companies do not do business with them. Other companies are attacking them and they're damaging their brand. So they need to maintain the appearances. There's even like national, what do they call them? Like how diverse your company is, and they give you a grade and a rating for your diversity. It's like this entire intersectionality bullshit is like a parasite on the tech industry. They don't produce anything, but they just suck the money out of the tech industry, and they suck the creativity, and they suck all of this. Like if you are a really good person at doing what you're doing, if you're a really good game developer, if you're a really good comic book writer, but if you do not have the correct politics, and you do not watch out what you're saying, and you do not have the correct race and melanin and sexual orientation, you can get fired and replaced really quickly. And this is why the companies are going under. Because you look, it's like, well, it's not really about the diversity. I mean, you know, Black Panther, really diverse movie and whatnot, did great. But you have others that aren't doing so great. It's like, why is that? Because they do not want to hire talent anymore. So that's what I find the biggest danger to the gaming industry is, because when you start like messing with the people you're hiring, and you don't hire people based on merit, yeah, you're going to end up making games that are broken, making games that are buggy, making games that are uninteresting and just lame. You know, like who can even tell me the story of Assassin's Creed nowadays? I remember when Assassin's Creed came out, it's like a game that replaced Prince of Persia, which was an amazing game, by the way. I remember the story of Desmond Miles. Like, the fact that I even remembered the name of the character is like, whoa, you know, like, it was a good story. And I remember, like, wanting to play the next one to find out what happens. But now I don't even know what the story is in Assassin's Creed is anymore. And I don't even care to play those games. It's like, I don't even know what the latest Assassin's Creed was. It's like, they're shitting out these games as a product that doesn't have soul. So, you know, maybe I agree with Joe Biden. Like, they're not art anymore. Like, art requires a little bit of soul, I was to say. You know, like, it's not something that comes from a conveyor belt. Like another product made by an industry, a soulless industry. You can still call it art, I guess. But it's kind of a garbage art, you know, like the stock or the shit that goes in a museum. I'm not even kidding, like there's actual feces in a museum and they call it art. So if that's the standard, then yes, you know, even things that come from the assembly line are art. But they're not comparable to something like BioShock or something like Prince of Persia, you know, all games that you still remember. So in my opinion, like, that's the biggest danger to the gaming industry, not people like Biden or people like Donald Trump. Like, they can't even do anything against video games because you have the First Amendment. It's like free speech, free expression. How are they going to do it? Not to mention, like, video games nowadays are a $1 billion industry. They're not going to touch it. Let's be honest. They're not going to do anything against it, because it's like the moment they do something against it, all of the game developers are just going to move to Europe, and they're going to make Europe rich with their taxpayer money rather than the United States. So no, I don't think so. I'm more worried about self-censorship. Like I told you, I have friends who work at Blizzard, and they tell me that the new Diablo game looks like it's suffering from mortal combitis, where the men look buffed like Greek gods. They're showing muscles like empty chests and pecs and all of it, and the women are fully covered up, like head to toe covered up. It's like only a pinky is visible there. And it's like, what are you doing? I know the ideology that tells you to do this. Why are you bending over? And they're bending over in order to just keep their heads low, to make sure that people don't complain and accuse them of sexism. Because, yeah, video games don't make you violent. Completely true. But video games make you sexist. You know, you get to become a wife beater because you play Diablo 4 and you went to see a little pixelated titty on the screen, and that made you go home that day and beat up your wife. I'm pretty sure that might be the argument, isn't it? Because that's literally what the intersectionality argument is. Like, men play video games, they see booby, they objectify women, and they go there and promote rape culture or something. It's just... I do not understand how, like, out of all ideologies, I do not understand how intersectionality managed to become popular. Like, honest to God, like, if intersectionality became popular, I'm pretty sure that if I would have $1 billion, I could make people believe Santa Claus is real. I mean, seriously, all you have to do is to create a culture where people get fired if they deny the existence of Santa Claus. And then everyone is going to agree, no, yeah, Santa came to me. Yeah, of course. Like, I understand the evangelicals more, because like they believe there is a sky daddy. And if the sky daddy is going to punish you if you're a sinful person. So, like, they at least have the rationality why they're against, showing titties in video games. I understand the Muslims, the religious people, but I just don't understand, like, these hacks that say, yeah, if you show a booby in a video game, people are going to promote rape culture. What? Get out of here! Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on my main channel tomorrow.